You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Hello, motherfuckers.
A happy Saturday when you're hearing this. Of course, we don't work weekends, so we are recording this on a Friday.
Or whenever the hell you're listening to it, I guess.
Which is perfect because that's sort of what this episode is about. Each and every day we give you like the best stuff from the show, but we sort of decided to try and keep the podcast to about 30 minutes every day at a maximum because beyond that, who's got the time?
Yeah. So we had some extra stuff from the week that we thought was, I don't know, worth it. Didn't want to go by the wayside, I guess.
Yeah,
so,
we think that this is stuff that you will laugh at or cry at or at least have a think on, including some of our favorite segments of the week.
Or maybe it sucks, and we're just full of ourselves.
That's also entirely possible.
That is true.
You should let us know when you leave a 5-star review and tell us that we suck.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Send a text right now. 762-555. Send a text right now. And we'll try to read it on the radio. Send a text right now. Come on, get weird with us.
Wow, that's a new high. Well done.
Oh yeah, buddy, you should see me on my own time. Someone said, I hate that Shinedown cover of Lynyrd Skynyrd.
I like it.
He said, you guys always talk about best cover songs. What is the worst cover song?
Oh.
Probably Puddle of Mud About a Girl.
That one is really bad, yeah. I would be interested to hear, because wasn't that a live cut? Or was that produced?
No, it was live.
I'd be curious to hear it produced, just
Yeah.
to see if it got any better.
Good never hearing it again.
That's also fair.
Either that or, what's her name? Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, when she did Imagine with all those other celebrities.
You know, it's not that the cover was particularly bad. It was the tone that was bad on that one.
No, that's the worst cover song of all time.
I will never knock Taylor Swift as a performer, but I don't ever want to hear her do other people's songs. Every time I've heard Taylor Swift do a cover, I've cringed.
I didn't know she did cover songs, actually.
Yeah, every now and again she used to. I don't feel like she does as much anymore, and they would all get popular because she's Taylor Swift.
Big Jonas Brothers, big Taylor Swift guy over here, eh?
Literally saying no.
Someone said, are the Dalby shirts still available? I feel like I haven't heard you talk about them this week.
They
yes,
are.
The Dalby shirts are available, badshop.ca. If you haven't seen it yet, it is a rendering I got our friend Marty the Martiste to do of my friend Dalby here when he's old and gray.
Can we say it's an artist's imagining of me when I get old and gray? Because when you say it's a rendering, that means like I'm going to look like this.
We used AI technology.
First of all, I know you didn't because you're scared of AI. You would never have used AI.
Science was put into this. There was science that was put into this.
Tomorrow is the 1 week mark of the shirts being released. The agreement was that I would allow them to be sold for 2 weeks. So you have a week and a day to go to badshop.ca and buy these shirts. If you want the link sent to you, text shirt to 762-555.
All right. Someone said, who's winning the cup this year? I got the Oilers.
I will take anybody but the Oilers. The only team I would cheer for the Oilers over is Colorado because I hate them. So I will take Florida to win. Thank you.
I'm not even cheering for the Oilers because they're the Canadian team. I just want to see McDavid win a cup, man. Like, that guy's been through so much. Like,
I don't know, but like,
I think it'd be awesome.
His constant frustration kind of is one of the things I enjoy watching about hockey nowadays.
He's so good. He deserves it, man.
Sure. All he's got to do is leave Edmonton. Go literally anywhere else, and you got this, brother.
Yeah, whatever. Do you fold or scrunch your toilet paper?
I'm a folder.
I think it depends on like how serious things are, you know? Or like if I'm trying to get out of there quick.
You know what? It also depends on the ply. You ever find yourself in like a mall bathroom and it's that like half ply
industrial stuff, yeah.
You just wad that up because you can't risk touching anything. But if you're at home with the good stuff, I like a nice neat fold.
All right, we'll wrap up with this one here. We got a text that says, what button were the White Stripes referring to when they said the hardest button to button?
Those jeans you bought 2 years ago.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Apparently, in Japan, they're launching their own dating app to try and boost the birth rate.
Oh, I've heard that their numbers are a bit on the decline these days.
Dude, crazy stat. Last year, Japan recorded twice as many deaths as they did new babies.
That's not going in the right direction.
So they've launched this app, which basically users will be required to submit documentation proving that they are A, legally single, and B, sign a letter stating that they are willing to get married on top of that.
Oh, wow. They're like going all out for it.
Yeah.
Because you'd think if you were really that dead set on like, we need to boost the population, we need to get our numbers up, you maybe wouldn't be so hung up on things like marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, seems like that's an extra hurdle that you're making people climb.
I feel like, in general, across the world, if you want people to have more babies, maybe just make life more affordable would be the biggest thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I think if you were in the mindset of like, I think maybe we should have a baby, and then you start to do a cost breakdown, you go, maybe we just get a dog.
How many people living in this world? I know Courtney and I all the time, you just see like the price of things, just like the economy, the way things are going in the world, the climate, all this stuff, and you're like, I don't know if I want to bring a kid in all this. Like,
well, that's just it. Like, if me, you, and the kids go out for lunch and the bill comes at the end and you see mine versus yours, you go, maybe I'm good.
Yeah. I think, if you make things more affordable, work more flexible, or just have these people go to mandatory dinners with their family once a week where their family members have to be like, when are you going to settle down and have a kid?
Don't you think it's about time I had a grandson?
Or they could do what they did with COVID and make people get baby passports. You know, like, you can only go out to certain places if you have a kid and you have to prove it. Like,
dude, yeah, you can only go out to the movie theater if you are with child.
Yeah, yeah.
People will be like, all right, listen, I wasn't planning on having kids, but I'm sick of being cooped up in the house.
Or every radio station just permanently is always playing Marvin Gaye. At all times.
You see it in some of those old countries during war times where they had like air raid siren speakers in the streets, but it's just playing this.
Yeah. I mean, you hear of like North Korea doing propaganda like this. You just play sexy music at all times.
The problem is you're going to see people doing very unsexy everyday things while this plays in the background, and it's going to ruin the effectiveness of the song.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when you see somebody's like standing in a park after going for a run and they're like heavy breathing and stuff like that, or people just walking and like spitting on the sidewalk to let's get it on.
Hey, depending on who you are, some people find that stuff hot, dude.
Would you rather? Wednesday. Would you rather Wednesday?
All right, let's go. Let's get weird. We got some text rolling in here, 762-555. If you want to throw one in, you're more than welcome to send a text. We'll start off with this one. Would you rather never have any salt, or would you rather not have any sugar in your food or drinks ever again?
I think, and I'm not one of those people that think sugar is evil, but I think that I would rather have no sugar because I feel like it would make me eat less junk food. If I never had any sugar in my diet, then I would never have to worry about that. Whereas if you take salt, so many foods are made better with just a little bit of salt.
That is true, man. But I mean, like all the sweet, tasty treats, drinks, and stuff like that, like, I don't know. I think I gotta go sugar on that one, dude.
Just imagine if you only ever ate for sustenance, you only ever ate to stay alive, you'd be in such better shape. Or at least I know I would.
I mean, I think we'd both be in better shape, brother. Yeah. I mean, kind of fitting going off of that. Someone says, would you rather only drink flat pop or eat stale bread for the rest of your life? I think I'd go flat pop on that because, like, stale bread sucks.
Can I? Because there are ways to take stale bread and kind of like breathe life into it. Can I not do that? I just have to eat the bread stale?
Just stale.
Yeah, flat pop.
Yeah.
I can't give up bread, man. I just went recently to a buffet and found out that I've been missing a whole bread section this whole time. And I was the happiest I've been in years.
Every sandwich would suck, man.
100%. You just wouldn't eat sandwiches anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly, and imagine you go to, if it's just specific to you, you go to Subway and they're like, oh, it's the stale bread guy. And they got to take out like specific slices.
That's not a world I want to live in, man, where I can't eat a sandwich. Ugh, gross.
Would you rather have to start every time you speak with a burp or end every time you speak with a throat clear and a cough?
I feel like I already do the throat clear and the cough. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of times that happens, so probably that one.
God, imagine anytime you had to speak up in like a meeting or you're having a conversation, you had to just belch
Because
first.
the burp comes across like really rude and disgusting versus like the cough and the throat clear, like that's kind of just normal human body behavior.
It would get annoying after a while
For sure.
for you and for people around you, but you're right. I don't think there's any way for people to take it well if you burp in their face. Mm-hmm. Especially like you're asking a stranger like, oh, excuse me, do you have the time? But first you had to go brrr.
Yeah, I think the cop's going to take it a lot better if he comes to your window and you have a scratchy throat versus brrr.
Yeah. Do you know why I pulled you over? Brrr. All right, come with me.
We got another one here that says, would you rather age from the neck up or from the neck down only?
Oh, interesting. I would want... Because if you never aged from the neck up, your brain would never deteriorate. And like the way science is going, that might be useful in a Futurama kind of way.
Yeah, but if the rest of your body is like dead, then like, what does that
that's
matter?
the problem.
I think I'd rather age like from the neck up, honestly, and get old there and have a healthier body. Because, like, there's stuff that you could still do to, like, be around, but, like...
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say I would rather age from the neck down because if we're being honest, that part of my body is already falling apart. It's already a clown show.
I just, after watching my grandpa pass away recently, not to be the sad guy here, just like, oh, man, like, your body just crumbles as you get older.
It's true.
Your brain goes, too, but it's like, I think I'd rather be able to at least move around,
It would be tough to be cognizant of having complete collapse, but I think I want my brain more than my body.
All right, we'll wrap up with this one here. Would you rather never be able to eat hot food again or have a hot shower again?
Oh, so either cold food or cold showers for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Rogan told me cold showers were good for me.
This is true.
I don't think I could give up hot food, man.
Yeah.
I mean, not that there aren't great cold food options, but
It's just like every day is leftovers.
to never be able to have a hot steak off a grill, to never be able to order a fresh hot pizza, to never be able to eat a bucket of KFC until it's been in the fridge for a day.
Yeah, to like literally order skip the dishes and have to wait till it cools down.
I'm cooking today so I can eat tomorrow. That sounds awful.
The only positive about not eating hot food ever again is you would never, ever, ever, ever eat a bagel bite and burn the roof of your mouth ever again. And you know what? There's something that I think is actually quite nice about that, you know?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know the Sphere in Las Vegas, that new venue everyone's going crazy about?
It feels like it's not as talked about anymore, but it's still cool to see the videos and stuff come out. It's such a neat idea.
Well, for the first time, it looks like someone has officially been banned from the Sphere in Las Vegas. A dude went to the Fish concert on 420 and posted a video of him ripping a bong inside the venue.
I mean, Fish on 420 feels like that's the place to do it.
I mean, fish and drugs go together like peanut butter and jelly,
honestly.
Right? Well, he posted it online, and then he actually got a letter from the Sphere themselves saying that he has a lifetime ban from the venue for sneaking in what they call contraband in there.
Listen, I get that you can't tell people openly, like, bring your drugs into our venue. But you can't. A lifetime ban seems like a lot.
I will say, I don't know how he got the bong in there, though. That's pretty impressive. Like,
honestly, like, seems like it would be tough. Either they've got pretty lax security.
Yeah, I mean, I think this speaks volumes about the security, if anything. But.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, I don't know. It's all glassware. Like, how do you hide?
But you know, the guy wasn't the only dude token up at the Fish concert. Like, is it just because he brought the bong? Is that what it is?
Is that the definition? Are we not mad that he had the drugs? We're mad that he had the paraphernalia?
Yeah.
Because you're right. There is no way. Fish has been playing in there for a while. It's a residency. Every night, someone in that Sphere is
People are doing
weed.
worse than weed. I'll tell you that right now.
100%.
Yeah.
Just because it dissolved on your tongue before you got through the front door, I don't think that makes you any better.
Yeah, if you go to a Fish concert and no one's smoking up, like, that's not a Fish concert.
There's probably multiple bongs in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Just because it's on that side of the stage?
What would be the weirdest concert to see someone toke up at? Like, would it be like a Wiggles concert? Like,
you know what? I would have said yes until they dropped that EDM album we talked about a month ago.
Oh, they're playing for adults now. That's right. Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, no, mom and dad are doing some stuff.
Well, even if you think about it, there's probably parents that are like popping an edible before they take their kids there or something.
100%. Absolutely. They're doing rock, paper, scissors in the bedroom before they get the kids to be like, all right, one of us has to stay sober at the show tonight.
Although it would be weird to see just someone like sparking up a doobie at like a Raffi concert or like Kids Bop or Mini Pop Kids, whatever they're called.
Yeah, baby beluga!
And the only ones I can really see, I guess, is like, I know there's like straight edge bands, right, where they don't drink, they don't do drugs, so it might be weird to smoke there.
That's the first thing that I thought is like
Christian metal band or something.
Yeah, or any band that has maybe somebody who's like gone through rehab, like for drugs and stuff like that. It would be kind of a dick move to be then smoking in their face.
I mean, most bands have addicts, and I don't think that stops most people at concerts, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's just like how public are you with the
Celine
rehab?
Dion?
No, I bet you Celine Dion smokes that good stuff.
Yeah?
100%.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
I feel like it'd be weird to see someone lighting one up till my heart will go on, but then
Swaying
again...
back and forth, bro?
Then again, that could be the move.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Do you think people are blazing at Taylor Swift concerts?
I mean, most of them are 13, so, like, I kind of hope not.
I mean, maybe it's kind of like the thing I said with the Wiggles, but instead of parents, it's like some girl's boyfriend who's just trying to tolerate the evening. Some dude was dragged to the show, and he's like, I'm gonna need a strong sativa to get through this.
Dude's just puffing, going, what era are we in again?
It's time for Brock and Dalby's draft.
All right, we're doing a draft here this morning of best fictional animals. Because Dalby's claiming that Garfield is one of the goats.
I'm not claiming he's one of the goats. The new movie is number one. I've done my sort of list. Garfield is not on my list. I will say that. He's not in my top 9.
Yeah, because he died from too much lasagna.
Listen, the poor guy just hates Mondays. I don't understand why you got to be so critical.
All right, so you won rock, paper, scissors. What's your number one pick?
You know, I'm going to come right out of the gate, and I'm going to go with one of the most iconic animals of all time, and that's Bugs Bunny. I mean, just one of the most famous, I would have to say, animal characters of all time in any fiction that I can think of.
Yeah.
T-shirts, movies, cartoons, comic books, video games. Everybody knows a Bugs Bunny, and that's got to be my first overall pick.
My number one, and you're going to notice a trend with mine because I love dogs. I'm going Littlest Hobo number one, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's a great pick.
I am going Littlest Hobo number one because he's just a dog that just went around just helping people. And I mean, in today's day and age, someone actually texted it in. Could you imagine if the Littlest Hobo happened today?
Yeah.
The whole show would be about a Facebook community group blasting someone for letting their dog run loose. That dog was a hero, man.
I had Littlest Hobo. I thought I could get him late.
Also Canadian legend, too. Can
Absolutely.
we say that?
Maybe the definitely most famous Canadian animal. I also have a few dogs on my list of choices here. And for number 2, I go to Peanuts and I go to Snoopy. Not only was he like a loyal pet to Charlie Brown, just a cool dog in general, looked good in sunglasses, and also apparently flew planes for the Allies in World War II.
This is true. Number 2, I'm going to go Air Bud.
Oh,
he's athletic, basketball, football, baseball, you name it, he could do it. I mean, if he was your pet, imagine how much money you could milk out of that damn dog, dude.
Man, people talk about like Barry Sanders as Deion Sanders, like a multi-sport threat. Air Bud had like, 7 sports?
Oh yeah, Bo Jackson's got nothing on Air Bud,
Unstoppable. I'm going at number 3, someone I thought you might pick for, most famous, most iconic, coolest fictional animals of all time. That's Bruce the Shark from Jaws. I had to look up that his name is Bruce.
Yeah.
I figured the shark
Fish
from Jaws.
your friends, not food.
Honestly, dude, like it's just not friendly, not a good shark, but definitely one of the most famous.
Coming in at number 3, and I'm surprised he hasn't already been taken. Scoobert Doobert. I'm going with Scooby-Doo, which his full name is Scoobert Doobert, by the way. I mean, just a lovable dog. Didn't really want to be around, all the scary shenanigans,
right.
But he always helped out whether he wanted to or not. And, that dog can be coerced into, doing anything with a Scooby snack.
Honestly, the crime rate is only as low as it is in the town that they live in because of that dog.
Shaggy and Scooby's relationship is how I like to think me and my dog are. That's me and Silas in real life, dude.
You got to get a van, brother. Speaking of lovable animals, I go to Winnie the Pooh for my number 4 pick. Just an old softy with nothing but words of wisdom. Sure, he's got a bit of a honey addiction. Sure, he's maybe a little bit difficult to motivate to do stuff. But to just sit in the 100-acre woods and listen to what that bear has to say, you'll come out a better person.
I don't know. If you watch that Blood and Honey movie, he kills Christopher Robin and all those people.
I am specifically referring to the cartoon version and not
You said
the
Winnie the
horror
Pooh
movie.
in general, so I'm just saying, you know.
This is the cartoon Winnie the Pooh.
He is also a murderer, remember that.
That is a different version.
Number 4, I'm going to go, and maybe this is a weird pick, but I don't know why I was obsessed with this thing when I was a kid, the Energizer Bunny.
Dude, never stops. Still to this day, still going.
Never stops. The epitome of cool. He's just drumming to his own beat. He's got those shades on too, man. He's always around like parties and different things. He's helping people out in the middle of nowhere. People are stranded on the side of the road. They're camping, whatever. Homie's just rolling through, beats a little bit of his drum, and he's like, here's some batteries, homie, and keeps it moving.
Also, I will say this. I don't remember which type of battery it was, but when they came out with a certain brand and all of a sudden he could go super fast, I was like, that's pretty cool.
I had like a little like wind-up toy of him. I don't know why. I was obsessed with the Energizer Bunny.
I'll wrap up my number 5. I'm going back to Disney. Imagine a monkey that could just help you do anything. That's Abu from Aladdin. Now, I know a little bit of a criminal tendencies, a little bit greedy, but also, I mean, if you had a monkey that could steal wallets, you wouldn't tell him to stop.
Finally, in sort of kind of news, sticking kind of with my dog theme here.
Yes.
I'm going with Goofy.
Goofy.
I'm going with Goofy mainly because he's a dog who owns a dog.
Yeah.
He's a dog who owns a house, who has a dog, who makes it sleep in a dog house. And I don't know why I've always found that hilarious. And like, who hasn't in their life done the
It's also not a dependent thing because he has a kid who also gets to live standing upright in the house in the bed. It's just Pluto specifically is like, nah.
He raised an X Games champion. Don't forget that. I know people are going to slide us for not having Mickey Mouse, but Goofy over Mickey any day, dude.
Mickey sucks. I'm going to go ahead and say it. He's an egomaniac who's done some questionable things in his time.
Kind of racist, too.
A little bit. A little bit. Brock, tell him your list.
All right, I got Littlest Hobo, I got Air Bud, I got Scoobert Doobert Scooby-Doo, the Energizer Bunny, and I got Goofy at number 5.
And the Dalby list is Bugs Bunny at number 1. We go to Snoopy. You got Bruce the Shark from Jaws, Winnie the Pooh, and Abu the Monkey from Aladdin.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Well, you should send a text to us. It's Thursday and it's time to get weird. You can ask us anything that you want to. 762-555 is the number. Send a text right now. We will try to read it on the radio because it's Text Us Thursday. Send a text. Send a text. Send a text. Send a text.
So soulful.
That goes out to Leonard Cohen, R.I.P. R.I.P.
I'm sure he appreciates it. I like this one where it just says, "Can you tell my boss, Matt, I'm tired of this, Grandpa?" From Zach. And what I like about it is that Zach put his name on insulting his boss. And that's well done.
Is he your grandpa or are you just calling him old?
I feel like it's probably a similar, Zach to Matt is a similar relationship to you to me, where just one of them happens to be older than the other.
We got another text here that says, a dude I work with has poo breath every morning. I tell him he has coffee breath all the time, but it smells like he just ate turd cereal. What is the reason why people actually have like dookie breath?
I feel like in the morning,
it's just bad oral hygiene?
It's partly that, but also a part of it I read is like if you are a mouth breather in your sleep, that can have a really detrimental effect on your breath. Though that can be solved with, a toothbrush and mouthwash before you go to work.
There was a kid in the 2nd grade who had nasty ass breath, and I remember someone said, "It's because you hold in your farts." So it's like going out the other way.
Honestly, that's the exact kind of science you believe in the second grade.
Yeah.
Like, it just sounds reasonable enough as a child to be like, yo, is that really true?
We got a text in here from Ben at 762-555. He says, gas tank says 1 kilometer empty. How long do you think I got? You got at least 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, like once it goes past 0, I think you have like at least like 10, 20 kilometers or something.
Because the thing is that they will always set it to try and get you to the gas station before it's too late. So when they say 1, it's not actually 1. But the problem is that now that you know that, you're gonna ride it out and you're risking running out of gas.
This is the closest you'll ever be to being in Fast and Furious in your entire life. This is going to be the gnarliest drive of your life. I hope there's a gas station close by. Godspeed, brother.
Also, like, prices are on their way up again on the yo-yo right now, so you might as well get at least a couple bucks in before
True.
it jumps up.
Someone said, who is the best movie villain of all time?
Damn, that's such a wide question.
I think I got a good pick.
Okay.
T-1000 Terminator 2.
Dude, you're just so intimidating and menacing.
I see that dude. I forget what that guy's name is, but I see him in movies all the time, and all I think of him is
it's
as the
Robert
T-1000.
something.
He's in so much stuff.
He's
too.
awesome. He's the perfect person to play a soulless, relentless robot murderer.
And I mean, I feel like in most movies he kind of plays like a crusty like dude anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
On the other hand, I maybe am just biased because of my love for the franchise, but man, Ivan Drago
Oh,
made
yeah.
me nervous as a kid.
Yeah.
And still to this day, I think if he dies, he dies.
Someone said, how long do you guys think it takes for a giraffe to throw up? Because it's got a long way to travel.
Is it a process?
That would suck, actually, because you know when you get the upset tummy and you
Yeah.
know that it's coming?
You
like,
can feel it kind of working up, like starts bubble guts, and then maybe you feel it in your chest, and then you're like, here we go.
Giraffes have like dial-up internet pukes. Where it takes a long time to like...
It's like the puke's got to go up an escalator, slow moving conveyor belt, and then it's probably really unsatisfying too, because by the time it gets all the way up, it's probably just a bleh. And then it's done. Someone else texted in, happy Pride Month to everybody that works at the station. Hey, happy Pride Month to all of you guys too.
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store. With all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.